Big news, everybody. We reunited.
After 2.5 years, we saw each other again for the first time in Walt Disney World, and we're going to tell you all about it.
Ooh, so stick around.
Hello, and welcome to Rare with Flair,
the podcast where two Disney-loving 20-somethings are, with the same rare disease, are living their best lives. I'm your host, Cassandra.
And I'm your host, Casey.
Yay! Oh my gosh, I'm still reeling. Okay, so it's like, it is the week after when we went to Disney. We went to Disney on the long weekend in October. And wow, Case, wow.
Wow, we just had, like I said, we have not seen each other in 2.5 years. We started this podcast a little over a year ago, and we have not seen each other in person since we started this podcast. If you're not familiar, I record in Tennessee. Cassandra's in Ohio. Yep. We record over FaceTime. So to see each other, not only to see each other, but in Disney World, which is one of our favorite places, was out of this world, and we had to do a whole special episode about it.
Like before, so we had planned this like since last year in the hopes that we could be able to do it. So we like at first we weren't super sure it was even going to happen, but you know, the whole week leading up to it, we're like, I can't believe this is going to happen. I can't believe, and now we're like, wow, I can't believe that happened.
I truly can't believe it actually happened. And
I know. I'm so glad we picked to prove it.
This trip truly had some ups and downs, and it was a wild ride, and we have so many fun stories. And also we recorded some bits for you at the trip while we were there together that we're going to add into this episode. So we can't wait. I mean, let's just get started. Cass, so do you want to get started? Because Cass has... We're already laughing. Cass has quite a travel story. And I haven't even told you some things that happened. Like, we have got to catch each other up on this day.
Oh my gosh.
I may or may not have shed a tear during this time. Like, just a little tear for you. And I'll cover that when we get there. But we've got to hear. So Cass and I were supposed to both fly out Friday. Our moms and her dad came on the trip with us. And I want to just say really quick that I am very close with my dad as well. So it's not that like my dad like wasn't invited either. You know what I mean? Like it's not like that. It sounds a little weird that only your dad came. But yeah, her mom and dad came and my mom came with me, and we were going to meet each other down there. We were staying at the Pop Century Resort. So we were flying out on Friday, and Cass, go. Tell us the story.
Well, I will say it's less that her dad didn't want to come or wasn't invited. It's just that my dad really likes Disney, and he invited himself.
Yeah, he just kind of popped on the trip, which we were happy to have him.
Of course, I love my dad. It was like such a blast, but the travel was not. So, we flew out like early Friday morning, and it was supposed to be just like this really chill thing where we took an hour flight to Atlanta and an hour flight to Orlando. Like, we were supposed to arrive at like, 1 or 2 o'clock. We would have been able to take a nap, have some dinner with, Gay and Case, but like...
Yeah, I was finally going to see this woman after 2.5 years, you guys. You have to understand. I'm finally going to see her. We were talking about maybe going to Disney Springs. Like, we had plans.
There was a lot of anticipation on the line.
A lot of anticipation.
The good thing is we didn't have like formal plans. We weren't going to, I don't know, we didn't have reservations or anything, but something. But as you can probably assume based on the tone at which we're talking, that didn't happen. The first leg of the trip went completely fine. And Atlanta, the Atlanta airport is now on the blacklist of airports that I just despise with all of my heart because it just sucks. It's like big, and it seemed to be like this particular weekend a hotbed for a lot of, not just our flight, but a lot of other flights got canceled. there were some weird reasonings behind that. The news was saying short staffing. Some people were saying weather. But yeah, so we boarded this plane, and then we ended up sitting in the plane for 3 hours on the jet bridge, and then we had to get out, and we got stuck in Atlanta. Like, we had to, like, we stayed there, like, the whole evening. We found a hotel, and then we had to wake up once again at 4 a.m. to go back to the airport, and, like, praying that we would actually be able to leave the purgatory that was the Atlanta airport. It was awful.
Right. So for those of you who might not be familiar with Disney World, there are 4 parks: Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios. Our plan was to go to Epcot the first day, Magic Kingdom the second day. And now Cass is telling me, hey, I'm not going to this is on Friday. She's telling me I'm not going to get there until tomorrow, Saturday, which is like cutting into our Epcot day a little bit. So it was really sad. I felt mostly just bad for them because they were sitting, on that plane for 3 hours, then in the airport all day, and they had already woken up so early. Not only that, but my mom, who came with me, was feeling terrible. She was having a lot of back pain. She's not in great health anyway, and it was like a really bad health time for her, so I was worried about her, and then I was worried about you guys, and we were having a really,
it's like 10 hours of being in the airport. I wanted to explode.
And then me and my mom were having trouble getting food, and I just I didn't actually cry, but I had a little shed tear moment. I was like, okay, this is not working out the way we planned at all, at all. But I was like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine because I'm gonna see Cass and everything will be fine when I see her,
Yes. And even though we were V tired,
I'm sure
we got to the resort, we freshened up a little bit, and then we finally had our moment of hugging in a hotel.
Oh my gosh. What's so funny about this whole thing is for all of the months and weeks leading up to this trip, we kept saying to each other, I just can't imagine actually being with you. I just can't imagine it. And then on the Friday when her flight got canceled, I was like, I couldn't imagine it, and I still can't imagine it because you're still not here. But yes, Cass knocked on my hotel room door. I opened the door, and we just started screaming in each other's faces. We literally were just ah! And we had on our matching, we did buy matching shirts for, this is our Epcot day. So we bought matching Epcot shirts, and we inadvertently wore very similar bottoms as well. I wore white shorts and she wore a white skirt. Yeah. So it was perfect. We matched.
We looked so together, it wasn't even funny.
It wasn't even funny.
And so we all, except my dad, because my dad's too cool for that. We all had matching shirts, so our moms had the Epcot shirts too, and so it was all super cute. We also did the same thing for Magic.
Yes. We had matching shirts for Magic. Of course, Romana was there because she's Cassandra's guide dog, and I got to see Ro again. I've met Ro before, but I got to see her again. And then we went to Epcot, and this is when we got on the Skyliner, which, if you're not familiar, I'm trying to, explain everything for people who might not know anything about Disney World.
We define the Disney lingo.
Yes, we do need to define. I talk about Disney as if everyone knows what I'm talking about. That's not the case.
Oh, yeah,
but
we just did all.
The Skyliner, how would you describe it?
It's like a cable car?
Yeah, it's like a ski lift almost. It's transportation in the air. You basically get on this thing and
it's like a little pod. Yeah,
you're in a little pod attached to a cable in the sky above the trees, and you go. And I was scared, but it was very, very nice. It's very fun.
It's super chill and really pretty at night because you can see all the pretty lights.
Yes, and Epcot was having their famous Food and Wine Festival, which is where you basically walk around and just eat until you drop.
And it was so special. But we walked a decent bit. They're doing some construction, so Epcot's symbol is this big, it looks like a golf ball, but it's not a golf ball. It's got some geometric name. So around the ball, there was lots of construction going on. So there was a bunch of these walls put up to redirect traffic, and we had no idea that was happening. So we were like, I mean, personally, after having like woken up at like 3 or 4 a.m., I was like starving, and so yes. I think we all were starving, and we're just like trying to find our way around this like labyrinth of ridiculous walls. And yes. We're like, oh my gosh, where's the kiosk?
Yes, it was kind of annoying that it was hard. Usually Epcot is one big circle, so it's not that hard to navigate. But with all these walls, we were like, where are we going? And we got really turned around. Luckily, though, we found the first kiosk, and we ate mac and cheese. I ate the truffle mac and cheese. It was phenomenal. Yeah. That was just what we needed to get through more of the day. Yes.
I know, yeah. My parents and I like got this like chimichurri beef steak by this at this other kiosk across from it. There was a s'more whoopie pie that was pretty tasty.
I got the s'more whoopie pie. That was really good. And so good. We sat down on the curb, and we were about to go get our disability service pass next, which... Do you want to explain? Can you explain that better than I can, or who can explain
I will try. So if you go to Disney and you have a disability, that would make it difficult for you to wait in line. And that can include a lot of things. Like it can include like chronic illness that, you know, you could dehydrate while you are waiting, or like you could pass out, or... you could get severely sunburned, like a person with albinism could, or you can't stand that long, or just like lots of different reasons. You're able to go and to guest services and get this disability access pass. And what that lets you do is it like loads it onto your account, and then you can go and whatever attraction you want to, either ride or see, then you can tell them, hey, I want a return time with my disability access pass. And then based on the wait time that's currently there, say it's like 50 minutes, then they'll tell you, oh, come back around this time. So then you are basically like standing in line without really standing in line, if that makes sense.
Right, you can go sit down, you can sit in the air conditioning, get something to drink, do what you need to do. So yeah, you're not walking right on the line immediately passing everyone. You just get a return time, so you're not having to wait in that line. And it is good too, since Cass, I mean, there are many different reasons why we need it, and even my mom was with me, which she needed it, but also like Cass has a service dog. It's just easier for people with maybe like mobility tools like that too. So it's definitely something we really like that Disney does and appreciate.
Yeah. And we definitely recommend it. If you're going to Disney and you have a disability, like definitely make use of that, because seriously, like don't put yourself in more pain or more of a difficult situation than you need to. Like do what you need to do.
That's so true. That is so true. So we did take a little voice memo at this moment that we will play for you now. Hey everyone, it's Casey here.
And Kat.
Coming to you from Epcot at Walt Disney World.
Oh my gosh. It has been a long time coming. It's so
long
special.
Time coming.
It's so special.
So special. We are eating around the world.
Food and Wine Fest.
And then we're about to go get our disability access pass.
Oh yeah, so we can ride Soarin', you guys.
Oh, we gotta ride Soarin' before we leave this. Go ride it. So yeah, we'll check back in
a bit.
Bye. So cute. That was it was such a cool moment because we really were good at like bouncing off of each other in person. I feel like almost even more so than when we're on FaceTime.
I know, because we don't have that lag though.
Yes, there was no internet lag. We were right there. We were like, wow, we should be podcasters. Oh. This was great. So anyway, what did we do next? Was it Soarin' time next, or were we food and more?
Once we had gotten our disability access pass, we were like, all right, cool. Now we're ready to go. We really wanted to go to Soarin', which if people have never been on it, I think people who haven't been to Disney, like you must know Disney isn't really there for like the rides. Like it's more,
right.
They're really attractions. Like you go.
It's not thrill rides.
Exactly. It's not like roller coasters and like not that kind of an amusement park. But you walk around, you see like little shows, lots of different kinds of attractions like that. And Soarin' is sort of in that category. You sit in these like chairs that elevate over like this big circular screen that like they get up close to the screen so it feels like you're like right there. And then it kind of mimics like flying over like famous landmarks, and they like have like a breeze going and different smells.
I love the smells. Even with my mask on, I could still smell the smells.
I think they bumped up the smell.
They bumped up the smells. And we so Romana, since she cannot, Cassandra's guide dog, since she cannot go on the ride, they have a little cage area for her to wait in while we ride the ride. And it's not too long, and I think she enjoyed it, I think.
She really needed the break, yeah. So, like, there's a couple different things that you can do with a service dog when you're at Disney. You can do what's called, I think this also applies to a lot of other amusement parks, but Disney has it too, where there's the option to do what's called rider swap. So, like, someone can wait with your service dog while you ride, and then you wait with your service dog while they ride. Or you can do the kennel, which I think is better because then you can ride with your friends. And she just, like, as long as, like, your service animal's going to be good in there, like, she'll stay in this kennel. Like, she'll go in and then she'll come right out once we're done. And she really, like, needed the break. I think, like, walking around the airport for as long as we did the day before and just like being that many hours in harness, even though she wasn't really like working, like she was more tired than I think she has been in the past at Disney. So, she was appreciative of the break. And then there's a couple of the Disney employees, the Disney cast members, that kind of wait with her to make sure that everything's okay. And so as I took her out of the crate, she got to like play with them a little bit. She was out of harness, and so I think that was good for them and really good for her because it like brought her energy back up a little bit. But it was super fun.
It was I loved riding Soarin' with you, I've got to say, because me and you were like obnoxious on it. Like we were just like not so obnoxious that a lot of other people could hear us, but we were like talking like, oh my God, like the whole time.
Like, look at the Eiffel Tower. Oh my gosh, we're so close to that mountain.
It was so fun to be on it with you, and we were just like being like little kids. It was so fun.
It was a blast. I feel like that was kind of like the whole thing. I think so. While we were at the area that has Soarin', we ended up going to the bathroom, and I feel like we have a really funny memo out of that.
We have a very funny memo. We will play it now. Hello, we're back.
We're sitting in the land, one standing in the land.
We just attempted to go to the bathroom and find the bathroom together without any of our party.
And honestly, like, it went pretty okay, all things considered. However, we just, like, bopped around until people told us the answer.
What's so funny is we've only ever hung out in a hotel room together that we know really well. So being in a place that we don't know as well together, we're like, where are we going? Do you know where we're going?
SOS. I saw, like, the sign, and I was like, oh, it's a triangle. It's a dress. It's the women's bathroom.
I think that's the women's bathroom. I think we see a dress. So that went well. And then we saw a little girl.
Okay.
A little girl asked her mom about us, and her mom said they can't see, so that was funny.
Oh yeah, yep, yeah. We're like a whole tourist attraction.
Yes, we are. Anyway, see you later.
Bye.
And we're back.
Ooh.
That was a funny memo. Very funny memo. Oh my
man.
gosh. We think we were like a tourist attraction, just us with the cane and the guide dog together.
Oh, yeah. And we were just like, we had like our phones really close to our face. We were like kind of bopping around. So I think people were just entertained to see us.
Oh yeah.
Just doing us, and we had a blast. So. And
I got to see firsthand how many questions you get about Romana.
Oh man, and I just ignore them a bunch, but like people will just walk up to you and I don't know, they just say random stuff. It's just hilarious.
Yes, absolutely.
But
so then we kept bopping our way through the Food and Wine Fest. We ate some more good stuff. One of my favorite things is the cheesy bread from Brazil. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Brazilian
that is incredible.
bread.
There was also a cheesecake that was so good.
Ooh, that cheesecake. It was like a maple bourbon cheesecake. Fantastic. So good.
A cast member gave Romana a free water, and she said, it's on the mouse. Which
it was so
nice.
Sweet. I know.
Romana gets thirsty, too.
It's kind of a pain to carry around a water bottle and like constantly try and refill it. So like we honestly just kept buying water, and you know, kind of it added up, but it was honestly just more worth it to have like reliably cold water than like having to constantly find a place to fill up our water. So like it was really good, and you know, that also helped out Ramona because it was like warm-ish. It was like 80.
It was hot when you were in the sun. It was very hot. So I don't want to skip too far ahead, but I think around this time we also went to the France Pavilion to the Beauty and the Beast sing-along.
Oh, y'all.
And it was a trip and a half, y'all. I wish you could have been there. I wish we could have recorded. They said not to record.
I know. They said no video or audio, whatever. But, like, you guys, we were so annoying. Like, we were so loud because it was a sing-along.
It was a sing-along.
So we were encouraged to sing.
Yes, they were like, usually they play this video called Impressions of France, which is like really beautiful and classy, but they've randomly changed it to a Beauty and the Beast sing-along. I don't know why. I don't know if it's ever coming back. I haven't done the research. I haven't cared enough to do it. But I had a grand old time during this Beauty and the Beast sing-along. I think we really, really like knocked it out of the park.
I think so.
When were we belting the really high note? It was at the end of the very end. Yeah, you know, at the end of the movie when they do the Beauty and the Beast reprise, you know, we were skrelting high notes. Yes. Yeah. We were,
and like the storyline that they put with it was like mega cheesy, and we were just like, we were totally making fun of it the whole time.
We were
because they changed the integrity of Beauty and the Beast.
They did. We won't spoil it. If you ever go, you'll know what we mean. But listen, we weren't being annoying audience members, though, because that's what you were supposed to do. You're supposed to sing with it. So, I mean, we really went hard, and I bet Ramona was freaking out.
We're into it.
So anyway, at that point, my mom actually went back to the room. She was just having a lot of pain, but she lasted a good while. Epcot's a lot of walking. It's a lot of walking.
A pretty big park. I don't know if it's the biggest one, but there's so much ground to cover. So honestly, like, I don't really blame her. I'm also really glad that she was able to hang out with us for as long as she did, because I know she was in a lot of pain, but it was just so good to see Casey's mom again. We did a whole episode last year with our moms, which is so cute and fun.
Oh yeah, if you ever go check that out.
But like, get to know our moms, they're a blast. But in the meantime, my parents adopted Casey, and
it was very fun.
We, you know, bopped about. The France area got really big, and they added this new area of like more of like it's based on like Ratatouille, kind of Remy's Ratatouille village. It's really cute. There's a lot of pretty building facades. It was really adorable.
It was adorable, and they had an incredible crepe restaurant.
That was so good.
Probably the best crepe I've ever eaten in my entire life.
That's high praise.
And I lived in New York for a while, and New York City has great crepes, and I ate them a lot, and this was insane. If you ever have a chance to go to the France Pavilion at Epcot, the Remy area, the Ratatouille area, it was amazing. It was so good.
I feel like sometimes people don't realize that, like, yeah, Disney's got, like, chicken nuggets and burgers and fries, but there's also, like, really high-quality food at Disney.
Really great food. That's one of the best parts for a lot of people. A lot of people go to Disney. My dad, his favorite part about Disney is the food, and it's, like, it really is. I've had some of my favorite food at Disney. It's really great.
Yeah.
Especially
some
Epcot.
of the places are hit or miss, so I feel like it's very up to, you know, having to do the research to see what places are good and what places are skippable. But, like, man, that crepe place is not skippable.
Not a skip. So anyway, towards the end of the night, though, like Cass said, she had woken up at 4 a.m. that morning and flown. And
I was fading.
We were fading. We were getting tired. There is a new show at Epcot now called, is it Harmonious? Is that what it's called? I think so. But it didn't start till 9:45. That's kind of late, so... late for me. I'm a grandma. So we were like, all right, let's head back. And so
one
we did.
Thing though that like hot tip, if you're going to Disney and you have a service dog, besides making sure that you've got enough water for your guide, also at night bring a light. I've done this before, because the first time I brought her to Disney, we realized that at night, people are looking up, and at that point there's not as many like little kids toddling around, so people aren't really looking down, and it's very, very easy for like my dog to get smooshed because it's dark. And so bring a light. We brought glow sticks this time, which worked all right, but honestly I think next time I might try and bring like a brighter light just so people like are sure to see her and not smoosh her, because I feel like she's a quiet girl, and she's pretty, I mean, she's not a big dog, she's like fairly short actually, so it was even harder to see her, so yeah, bring a light.
Yes, we were calling her Glow Dog. That's
oh yeah, there was a little kid that was like, it's a glow dog. It was so cute.
Glow Dog. I love that as like a superhero name. Glow Dog.
Dun dun dun, dun, Glow Dog.
So then the next morning we were pretty rested, at least more rested than we had been that night before. And this day was our Magic Kingdom day. And I will say Magic Kingdom holds a very special place in my heart. I love it. It's probably my favorite. And
it's the most nostalgic park, I think,
yes,
because
yes,
there's not a lot that changes frequently, but like, I don't know, I think it's just like a reliable thing that you can go to, and if you went to Disney as a kid, you can see that same stuff, and it's still like fun and exciting, and everyone wants to ride like their attraction or whatever, but like it's lovely. It's just really special.
Yes, we walked in, and the first thing we wanted to do was to get coffee. So we went into Starbucks.
Yo, we had coffee in the room, and I was still, like, I had rested well, but, like, oh my gosh, 2 days of waking up at 4, I just couldn't. And, like, I was convinced that coffee, like, did not work, because I was still, like, very grumpy and required more caffeine when we walked in, because I was just like, I'm gonna explode. I need more caffeine.
It is fall, so we were like, we have to get pumpkin. So you got a pumpkin cream cold brew, right?
I actually got I got that like later in the day. I needed a second for you guys. But I did get the brown, it's called like the brown sugar oat milk shaken espresso. I don't know. Yum. It's good, and I like oat milk, and I like cinnamon.
Oh, I totally thought you had gotten, okay, you got pumpkin later. Yes, there were multiple coffees in this day, everyone.
Multiple coffees were required.
I got the pumpkin spice latte, and it's really cute because in Magic Kingdom, they've been doing these cavalcades coming down the street where it's like a mini
cavalcades
parade.
Are mini parades.
And they were doing these mini parades and we were in the line, and so it was cool to just even hear the music coming down the street, and then you go on Main Street and drink your coffee.
The thing about Disney is like, even if it's not an actual parade, there's almost always music playing of like some like, theatrical soundtrack, some score.
Please, the trolley car people, obsessed with those trolley car people.
Oh yes. Yeah. And so it's just like it's so cute and fun to just walk around to the happy music.
Yes, no, it's so one of my favorite things about Magic Kingdom, seriously, I'm obsessed with this, is like, you can just be, like, I like the spontaneity of it. Like, you could just be walking down the road, and you never know what's going to come. Is it a marching band? Is it a singing? Is it, like, Winnie the Pooh? Like, who knows? But, like, somebody's coming down the road, and it's, like, so cool to, like, be there in that moment. Because not everyone is. Like, sometimes you're on a ride or whatever, and you feel like you're, like, special, that you caught this special moment that not everyone got to. And I love that. But, Cass, I feel like it's time. It's time. Do you know what I'm about to say?
I think I might.
Read my mind. What am I about to say?
Are you going to talk about Crocs?
We're going to talk about Crocs.
We're going to talk about Crocs for a minute.
This might be longer than a minute. This might be multiple minutes.
For some minutes.
I think you need to start.
Okay,
this
so
is
it all
an actual
started.
Story.
Yeah, this is a story within our story. So it all started when my group of friends at my church came over to my House for Life group like a few weeks ago, and they were all wearing Crocs. And I remember Crocs from when I was like 11, and they were very uncool, and I had these light blue Crocs with the little like charm thingies, the gibbets that you can put in them. And I remember like not enjoying to wear them. Like, I would pretty much only wear them at my grandma's house in Puerto Rico because, like, if I didn't and if I walked around barefoot, I'd just track dirt all over her house, and that would bug her, and honestly, that would bug me too. So we would wear them to, like, walk outside and do, like, quick things, but it wasn't ever like a thing, like a fashion thing. And so my friends have been bugging me to join the Croc, like, gang, and I was like, fine, you know what, I'm gonna see what this is about. And the week before Disney, I bought my first pair of Crocs as an adult, and then I was like, Mom, you have to do this with me. So my mom also bought a pair of Crocs as an adult, and I have to say, I've been proven wrong. They are very comfortable. You have to size down, though, like, hot tip that I learned at the Croc store, because I think the reason that we were always tripping in them, like, growing up, was probably because we bought, like, our shoe size, but they will stretch, like, half a size from, hot tip from the lady at the Croc store. But anyway, we bought these Crocs, we wore them to Disney,
and you got compliments.
I got a lot of compliments, actually. I was so surprised. People were like, oh, your Crocs are so cool. And they're kind of like, if you've ever seen, like, those acrylic pours where, like, people will, like, layer acrylic paint and just pour it on a canvas, on a cake, on a, any sort of kind of art thing. It's really cool and pretty looking. And my mom has some, like, pastel tie-dye looking Crocs.
But I have to tell this story from my point of view, like, the whole thing, because like, a week before Disney, Cass texts me and she's like, how do you feel about Crocs? And I, like, because I never had them as a child. I never wore them. I remember thinking, like, I wanted some when I was, like, 10. And I remember my best friend saying, those are ugly. And then I never bought them because I wanted to.
To be fair, they are kind of ugly.
Yeah, so anyway, but I've noticed in the last, like, year, they've been coming back in style. And people are wearing them kind of, like, ironically, like, they're so ugly, they're cute kind of thing. And I had noticed that, like, the cool kids were wearing them, but I still was like, oh, what would they even go with? I don't want Crocs. But then Cass asked me about Crocs, and you were still a naysayer when you asked me. You were like, I don't know. My friends are wearing them, but I don't know. And then you bought them, right? And I was like, you know what? I want Crocs. A really good argument for this is, A, my parents have a pool, so they're good to wear to the pool. And B, when I take my dog out 5 times a day to go to the bathroom, they're so easy to slip on, and I can still wear my socks and slip them on real quick. So there's a lot of good things. And I was like, you know what? If I'm going to buy Crocs, I got to buy them with Cass. Like, what better time to do this, to, like, start my Crocs journey than with you? So there are these 50th anniversary Disney Crocs, because I think we didn't mention that this is the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. We were there at the 50th. Well, not at the actual day of the 50th, but, like, a week after. So
right.
Everyone was telling me
the whole 50th, like, anniversary celebration runs from, like, about October-ish to April-ish. So if you're planning to go to Disney World between now and then, you will also be able to see, like, the special whatever and, like, the cute merch and whatever.
Right. And so everyone was telling me, every time I would ask anybody in the parks where are these Crocs, everyone was saying they're probably gone, they're probably sold out. I couldn't find them at Epcot, I couldn't find them at my resort hotel, I couldn't find them. So I go to Magic Kingdom, and I'm like, I have got to find these Crocs. So I was like, guys, before we do anything, I'm finding my Crocs, okay? So I walked into the store. I asked the lady where the Crocs was. She took me over to where they were supposed to be, and she says, oh, no. And I'm like, uh-oh, and they were all gone. They were
cleaned out.
She says, let me go in the back. What size do you want? Let me go in the back. And she goes, and she brings out my babies, my Crocs. I am also...
Casey's blessed with small feet, so they had her size.
I am turned to the dark side. I have converted. Crocs I wore them home on the airplane. They're great for airplane travel because you slip them on and off.
So comfy.
They're so comfy and lightweight. I'm obsessed.
I don't honestly understand. Like, and the thing is that because they're so ugly, they're cute. You can pretty much do anything with them. Like, you could wear them without socks. You can wear them with socks. You can wear them with thick, fuzzy cabin socks. And they'd probably still look cute either way.
Absolutely. And I like my, like, really, like, gaudy design on them because I'm like, if you're going with Crocs, you might as well go big. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So like, her Crocs are real cute. They're like, navy blue, and they've got like a lot of the classic Disney characters like Donald and Pluto and Daisy and Mickey and
and they say 50 on them, like for the 50th anniversary. They're so cute.
So
anyway, right after I got my Crocs, I was already on cloud 9, and I thought this day can't get any better. And then the day got better because the second I stepped out of the store, I heard the Dapper Dans singing.
The Dapper Dans!
I love the Dapper Dans. They're one of my favorite parts of Magic Kingdom. They are like a barbershop quartet, and they sing Disney songs.
They tell some jokes.
You gotta catch them in the right moment, though, and they play those little instruments. I don't know what that's called, but this thing they lift in the air that's like I have no idea what that is. I honestly don't.
I don't know because I couldn't see it, but
I have seen it on video before, or else I would not have been able to see it in person, but I will figure that out for maybe the show notes.
Yeah, it's so cute though, and like they're really talented and they're funny and they tell jokes, and we
watch them.
So there's this cute video that I think your mom took of us, or my mom or something. We were just kind of like bopping around dancing. Like we didn't stage that. We were just thoroughly enjoying.
No, literally. It was a candid video.
Dance.
Our moms took of us dancing to the Dapper Dance, and we were like their only audience member. I kind of felt bad for them. Like nobody was watching. Like we were like right there in the front.
We were here for them.
We were here for them. So anyway, that was a magical moment with my coffee, Crocs, and Dapper Dance. I was like, this day can't get any better. It had just begun. And honestly, it was a magical day the whole time.
It was so special. We took some cute pictures. We walked down. Magic Kingdom is divided into like different like mini sections. There's like Main Street USA, which kind of mimics like a small American town with all the facades and everything. But we went to Liberty Square, which is sort of a continuation of the kind of Americana theme. And we went and got like lunch. Yeah, it was like 1 or 2. It was like a big later lunch
at Liberty Tree Tavern, which is like very like what's the word I'm looking for?
It's like family style.
Yeah, it's like Thanksgiving food, and it's like themed, and that's the word I was trying to look for, is the theme of that restaurant, but I can't find that word in my brain.
It's like colonial.
Yeah, colonial. That's the word.
Okay, cool. We finish each other's
sandwiches.
Yes!
And then the ooey gooey toffee cake was so good. Ooh. There's this ooey gooey toffee cake. We got 2 servings.
Yeah, because it's all you can eat. It's like pretty expensive, but honestly, like you can get as much food as you want, so pretty decent value. But like I gotta give a shout out to the pot roast. You know what? I haven't had a better pot roast, I don't think, in my life.
Yeah, that was very good. I agree.
It was very yummy, but yeah, that ooey gooey toffee cake was so good. Incredible. Very like butterscotchy, had vanilla ice cream, like it was so rich and decadent and so yummy.
As Cassandra says, anything with the words ooey gooey in it must be good, honestly.
It must be good.
And it had ice cream on it, and we met a lady out there in the front named Sandra, and Cassandra's mom's name is Sandra, so the Sandras bonded.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, it was so cute. It was so cute because the other Sandra, not my mom, asked, like, oh, do you know what your name means? So then while we were eating, we were talking about, like, the meanings of our names, and it was so fun and cute, and, like, we had a good time with that.
Yes, we did. And, like, that's another favorite thing for me about Disney is, like, the interactions with either the cast members or even just people there. Like, it's fun to just kind of, like, meet people and have those little sweet moments like that. I really like that about it. That's another thing I like, of course. But then we rode some rides.
Unfortunately, we did not take any memos this day because we forgot.
We were busy this day. We were going, and we rode. I'm gonna go ahead and spoil that this is my favorite ride of all time. But we rode my favorite ride of all time, which is the Haunted Mansion.
It was so cute and so fun. I love the Haunted Mansion.
The cool thing about the slow rides at Disney, like they're called dark rides, where you're either on a boat or a vehicle that's like slow. And the cool thing about that is Romana can join us on the ride.
Yes.
And her tail, we were a little afraid her tail was going to get cut off in this ride.
Yeah. So like this ride, like you get into what looks like almost like a mini coffin, or almost like a headstone, really. But, like, you get in, it's, like, 2 at a time, and, like, it goes on a conveyor belt. So, like, if you have a disability, you can ask the cast members that are, like, running it to be like, hey, can you slow it down just a little bit? And if they, if they can, they'll do it. And if they can't, they'll, like, give you another workaround suggestion. So, like, really helpful. So they slowed it down just a bit because it was moving pretty fast. Just so, like, Romana could jump on and I could accommodate her really quick.
You're on a conveyor belt and you have to jump on the ride as it's moving. Like, it's kind of stressful, especially if you can't see.
Like, gotta get on,
and
gotta
like
get
Romana,
on.
like, we were like, push in her tail.
I know, I was really scared she was gonna get pinched, but
the ride also stopped like halfway through the ride, and we were sitting there in the stopped ride, and one of our parents, I'm still not sure who.
I think it was definitely my dad.
Your dad knocked on the back of our vehicle, and that was the scariest part of the whole Haunted Mansion, in my opinion. I thought a worker was there,
you see
like,
all
knocking.
These like mirror projected spirits, and like you hear like kind of a witchy voice mixing some sort of a witch's brew, and like, you're like, ooh, spookiness, and then to have an actual knock.
An actual knock on our doom buggy, as they call them. I here's the thing I want to touch on really quick. Even though we can't see on these rides very well of like what is going on around us, we still have so much to enjoy. I think especially the Haunted Mansion, but really all of them have so many great sound effects and songs and voices. Also, like, even just kind of the lights and the overall vibe, we can see what's going on. And I was also trying to be as, like, sometimes when I can't see things, I just give up and I don't pay attention. I was trying to, like, pay attention and, like, see as much as I could, and I still don't catch it all, but, like, I thoroughly enjoy myself still, because it's all we've ever known. It's
really fun. Well, and, like, it was funny when we would be together and we were, like, there were so many times that so I'm used to having sighted friends, especially in these moments, so I kept, like, standing next to Casey and being like, oh, what is that? I'm so used to asking my sighted friends what things are when I can't see them, instead of, like, pulling out my phone and figuring it out. But, like,
she kept being like, is that? Is this? And I'm like, I don't know, girl.
So then after a while, we were just like, oh, look at that shape.
Yeah, we were, like, laughing. We're like, I don't, like, there was one point where there was something on the wall of the Haunted Mansion. I was like, is that a bat or eyeballs or what? And she was like, I don't know. Like, I have no idea, girl. And we were like, okay, I think it's an eyeballs. I don't know.
I think, like, processing it now, I think it's, like, I'm picturing, like, a cartoon like Scooby-Doo, where, like, you'll see, like, those, like, angry looking eyes in, I don't know, in, like, a dark bush or something, and you're like, oh, what is that? I think it was, like, those kind of eyes in a dark area. I don't really know.
Absolutely. We also went on Small World. It's a Small World after all, or just Small World. I don't know what it's called. And
also
Pirates
the
of
Disney
the Caribbean.
water.
The Disney water, y'all. The Disney water has a smell, especially Pirates of the Caribbean.
So on the slow rides that she just mentioned, like a Small World and Pirates of the Caribbean, and like there a bunch of other ones, like you're sitting in a little boat and you're in like over top of some water, and specifically it's not like bottled water or bathroom water or anything. It's just like it smells, I don't know, it smells different.
I think they add a smell to it. I'm not kidding. Like, I think it's on purpose.
Well, because, like, it almost smells like chlorinated water, like a pool.
But, like, a good... I don't like
not.
the smell of chlorine. Yeah, it's something like... Yeah, it's a good smell. Like, especially Pirates, even more so than Small World. Like, has such a smell when you walk in that line. You're like, oh... And there's a really, really, like, Romana would just lay down in the rides and sleep, but there was a really, like, fast drop in Pirates, and Romana, like
she had her head up the entire time during Pirates.
She lifted
and
her head. She was watching.
What's going on?
She was literally watching the show. Like, it was so funny and cute. And I was pretending to be Romana, and I was like, what the heck is going on, Mom? Like...
There are these pirates, like, oh, man.
Oh, man. But, yeah, those rides are so fun.
It was super cute. We, right before Pirates, actually, while we were waiting for our return time for disability access, We got some coffee, and we got the famous cheeseburger egg rolls, spring rolls, whatever.
Yes,
they were really yummy.
Spring rolls. And we were sitting there enjoying them, and one of the cast members came up to us and told us a place where Romana could relieve herself, because Romana has to go potty, but there's not a lot of places to do so, and they're hard to find.
There are designated service animal relief areas, but they're, you know, with good reason, kind of hidden. So, like, not every cast member knows where to find them. So, like, being able to find them and looking at the map and, like, having to be like, okay, how far away are we from this? Just because, like, you know, so much walking and then, like, periodic drinking water. Like, she'll have to go to the bathroom, like, several times while we're there. And so, like, finding those is such a hurdle. But it was really sweet that she just kind of came up to us and just told us where it was. Just because, like, right after that ride, we, like, relieved her, and also it was by some bathroom, so we relieved ourselves too.
Yes, and we ended up talking to that cast member for like 30 minutes, and we had a really
she just kept like spewing like facts. Like, it was amazing.
You could tell she loved her job a lot, and she cared. And like, when we say, if some of you are confused, I think we might have explained this earlier, but like, cast member just means employee, and they just say cast member because the whole thing is a stage. The whole thing is a show, and they are cast members. So she really was just an employee. It doesn't mean we were talking to like a princess. I used to think cast member meant like the characters.
Me too.
But yeah, that's to clarify. We also did a few shows. We did the Mickey's PhilharMagic show and the Tiki Room.
I love both of those so much. Mickey's PhilharMagic is like one of those like 4D shows where you'll like put on the glasses and it's sort of 3D, and then maybe you'll have like a smell or some water or
water like hits you and stuff. And like, usually I cannot see 3D at all. Like, if you take me to a 3D movie, I hate them. I can't see that. I can't tell it's 3D at all. But I don't know what it is about this that's different. But
the 4D
really
rides, I think they
more.
really like make an effort to make them super 3D.
Yeah. Because I can see it.
Yeah, whereas like the movie, it's more like probably added on after the fact, but like,
yes, you're right.
It's super fun. It's like kind of, if you've ever seen Fantasia with like Mickey and the Sorcerer Hat, it's kind of something like that, with like musical instruments, and then it'll cut through different scenes of like famous Disney scenes with like Donald Duck imposed into them, and it's cute and fun. It's
very cute. It's a good thing to do for air conditioning and to sit down. And then the Tiki Room is one of my favorite things, and I honestly cannot really see it much at all, but I don't even care. Like, I'm obsessed with it. I think like people who like the Tiki Room are like what am I trying to say? Like, if you like the Tiki Room,
you're like an OG Disney fan.
That, and like, you just have like sophisticated taste, in my opinion. Like, if you don't like the Tiki Room, I don't understand, because
it's adorable. It's so
everything.
Like 60s.
But like, you can't see it either, right? Like, I can't really see like the birds, like, are their mouths moving? I don't know. Probably. Like, I don't really know. Like, I can see like there is a bird, but that's about it. Not no like.
Yeah, and I feel like, to those who don't know, I mean, it's basically just animatronic birds singing to, you know, a recorded song, but it's so fun and it's adorable.
Oh yeah, like, I used to think they were real birds when I was little, and I don't know when I discovered that they were animatronic birds, but they sing a little ditty, and it's a little show, and it's just the cutest, and it's a nice time.
It's a fun air-conditioned moment, but it is, like, adorable, and it's just one of those, like, staple things that you do when you go to Disney. It's like, you go to see the Tiki Room.
Yes, and we got a Dole Whip. I have never had a Dole Whip.
I love Dole Whips, you
Disney
guys.
is known for their Dole Whips, which is Dole, like, pineapple ice cream.
Yeah.
It was insanely good.
Oh, good. We got a Dole Whip float. Like, my parents and I split it because it's big. But it's like the pineapple ice cream sitting in pineapple juice, because we're big. I mean, we're Puerto Rican, so we do like tropical things. So yummy. We also did the Jungle Cruise, another staple
ride
with like the sarcastic comedian Skipper, who will drive you around the animatronic jungle.
Yes, once again, like, we can't see everything, but the Skipper, that's the good thing. There's always like a like a visual aspect, but there's always like a audible aspect too, where like we could hear all the skippers' funny jokes. So like it's definitely still worth it.
It's just like pun after pun.
It's so good. It's so good. And then somehow miraculously, we made our way over to the fireworks show with only about 15 minutes to spare and got a great spot. I don't know how that happened.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I don't either.
The fireworks
but the
show
was
great.
So good.
It was great. I will say the show Happily Ever After that was before it, like I heard it wasn't coming back, and I was devastated. I was devastated because that's the best show they've ever put out ever, and I hope it comes back. But I did really enjoy this show, and I'm glad we got to see the 50th anniversary one because it might not always be there. Who knows? But I think I don't know if they're replacing it forever. Happily Ever After.
Yeah. Oh, bummer. I know. But it was still really good.
Oh, yeah.
From what I could tell, so they were, it's like right in front of the big Cinderella castle and like there are fireworks around it and everything. And they'll like project images of, famous film moments onto the castle. From what I could tell, they seemed really high quality. I couldn't really see the projections at all. Could you?
No, I couldn't see the projections at all, but your mom was giving us a play-by-play of what was on there at any given time, and I enjoyed that. But also just hearing all the music and seeing the fireworks is still, like, so magical.
I know. Who doesn't love a fireworks show?
Yeah, absolutely. It was amazing.
And by that time, we were very tired, and we had to leave anyway because there was, like, a special event going on that, like, you had to buy a ticket for. But it was fine because, honestly, like, I think we were all very tired. We picked up some Rice Krispies.
We got some Rice Krispie treats, and I'm obsessed with Disney Rice Krispies. They're very dense and thick, and
they're
like
very
not
buttery.
Airy. Like they're buttery and they're thick, and I love how like
they're good.
I love it. I love them.
Yeah,
they're so good.
And they were like covered in like chocolate and mini M&Ms, and it was so good.
They were so good. Then we went back to the room and we had to tell each other bye at that point because they were leaving. And it's like, it was a quick trip, but it was like beautiful and magical, as it always is. I always have a great time at Disney, and I had to tell you bye. It was very sad.
Special. I'm so glad it was just so good to like hang out and chat in like a place that we both have been and both enjoy.
Yes.
However, we do have there you go. Breaking out that like Beauty and the Beast level vocal.
Yeah, no, nothing is Beauty and the Beast. If I sang Beauty and the Beast level vocals, I would blow out the eardrums of every listener we have. So
oh my gosh.
You don't want to hear it. But we're going to quickly run through some Disney quick questions about our trip and about our feelings.
Some faves. All right. Who else? We didn't decide who was starting.
You can go first.
All right. What was your favorite food at the Food and Wine Fest?
Honestly, besides that crepe, because the crepe actually wasn't part of the Food and Wine Fest, the crepe was the best. But I will say that cheesy bread from Brazil gets me every time. I've had it before this trip, and it was incredible.
So good. I was really surprised. I'm like very skeptical about cheesecake. I feel like I've had like some pretty mediocre cheesecakes before. That cheesecake was like so good.
Yeah.
And the truffle mac and cheese was amazing.
Right.
I don't know if it was just because it was the first thing I had and I was starving. But yeah, the Brazilian bread was off the charts.
Oh, there were so many good things. And the poutine. We had good poutine.
The poutine was yum.
Yum. Okay, next. What was your favorite ride and or attraction that we did?
We definitely did more attractions in Magic Kingdom. I think it was so fun to be able to do the Haunted Mansion with you because it is your favorite ride, and it was just like, I love it. I think it's so cute and it's fun and spooky, and it's got like fun spooky music.
I think obviously the Haunted Mansion is my favorite, like I said, but a close second is Soarin'. I think Soarin' is great. Are you okay? Okay. We did have a little trouble just now with Cass's audio, so if anything dropped out, she said she liked riding the Haunted Mansion with me. Yeah. Yes. Soarin' is also a blast.
Okay. Number 3. which of the two parks was your favorite, Epcot or Magic?
Oh, I really love them both. I love them both so much for different reasons, but I don't know. I've got to say Magic is like my bae. You know?
Epcot is usually my favorite park. I just, like, I love how much it has. I feel like it's got the best food. But I think, like, there's something... our day got cut short there, and Food and Wine Fest was super fun, but I was super tired. So, I don't know. There's something really special about being able to be at Magic Kingdom with you, and I'm not just trying to steal your answer.
No. I totally see what you mean. Okay, number 4, funniest blind moments.
There were some good ones. I think definitely me asking Casey what things were.
Yes.
I think that memo during Epcot was really solid.
Yeah, because I think I explained in that memo that a little kid behind us was like, all I heard was the mom say, "They can't see," to the little kid. And then the little kid goes, "What, Mom? What?" And the mom had to repeat it, like, "They can't see." It was just so funny. Just, like, all the little, like, comments and moments.
Actually,
kind of
so
funny.
there was a moment that I didn't know about until yesterday. I think, so my mom was telling me that, like, you and I were just, like, happily walking off in a direction. And...
Okay.
My mom was, like, telling my dad, "You're supposed to go with them." And he was like, "Oh, they can see me." And then she's like, "Really?" And then he's like, as we continued walking away, I don't even remember when this was, he was like, "Oh, wait, they can't see me."
That's so good. I love it.
Okay. I know we really didn't get to see many characters, but what was your favorite character?
Elsa. Listen, here's the thing. I'm basic, and I know I'm basic, and people who don't like things just because they're popular actually bother me to a very deep degree. So I'm not going to, like, be a hipster and not you, because I know sometimes you, like, won't watch a popular show. I don't mean that. You don't do that.
Like me.
No, I can't stand you. No.
No, I understand. No. I actually really love Frozen.
You like Frozen. I'm talking about those people who, like, purposely hate Frozen just because it's popular. Listen, Elsa's my bae. She looks like she has albinism.
I know.
She's the only princess with magical powers. And
she's also,
like,
I think, the only single princess.
She's single, which I like. But also she's, like, I love how she's, like, brooding and self-hating in the first movie, because it's like, when do we ever get that from a princess? Like, she's just everything
so real.
to me. Not that I think self-loathing is a good thing. I just think, like, it's real, and, like, she's awesome. I'm obsessed.
And Idina Menzel.
And Idina, obviously.
Yeah. I actually, so it's not favorite character, but she walked past very briefly, as we were waiting for the fireworks or leaving or something. And it was kind of mind-blowing. So I've always wanted to see, like, the Disney villains in like, dressed up as cast members, like, in the park. Because it's really, really rare that you will see them. That's
rare.
And they'll only come out maybe for, like, Halloween or, like, something special like that. So, like, you know, I've seen pretty much all of the characters. I've got, like, you can get autograph books and get their little autographs. And, like, I've definitely done that before. Okay. I've been to Disney a lot. But really briefly, Maleficent walked by, and
when we say walked by, we mean, like, we were rubbing shoulders.
We were right next to her. Like, she walked right past us.
Right next to her.
And I saw, like, I quickly saw, like, her face and her makeup, and, like, it looked so good. We didn't get a picture or anything, but I saw her walk by, and I was very impressed.
Well, also, as far as characters we saw, we did see the Winnie the Pooh characters on a trolley, and I love Eeyore. I think he's great.
Yes, we also saw Tinkerbell.
Oh, yeah.
On a cavalcade.
But yeah, Maleficent, when we say we saw Maleficent, like, literally, we could see her.
Basically were touching her. It was wild.
We were touching her, I'm not kidding, because it was, like, crowded and she was right there.
It's so funny. It sounds like we, like, saw a celebrity, but, like, it's so rare that you will see, like, a Disney villain in costume.
It is rare. Cool. It's because it was Halloween time.
Spooky.
Okay. I said, favorite food overall, which could be Food and Wine, but I guess that's a little different than Food and Wine.
Yeah, well, I guess to give a non-Food and Wine answer, I thought that the Ooey Gooey Toffee Cake was
the Ooey Gooey Toffee Cake.
So good.
That might be it for me. That's it for me, man.
So
that
good.
was great.
What was your favorite spooky themed stuff? Because Disney decorates for the seasons, and so they had like cute autumn decor, especially in Magic Kingdom. Yeah, anyway, what was that?
Yeah, I just like how much orange there is around the park. Like, you, on Main Street, you can see all the orange banners and pumpkins and things like that, and it's really Halloween-y, and I like that.
I know, I like that too. I feel like, I don't know if, I didn't catch them, but I feel like I've gone in the autumn before, and I've seen like pumpkins shaped like Mickey, and they're all just, it's all so cute, and even like as we were leaving, over like the entrance and exit arch, it says like see you real soon, but like they had it in like spooky letters.
Oh, they did. Oh, love it. Favorite outfit we wore? We wore 2 matching outfits, like we said. What was your favorite?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like we looked cute on both days.
Yeah, like we looked really coordinated in Epcot because we had white shorts and skirt on. I don't know, we still looked coordinated in Magic because like I had a lavender shorts on and you had like a lily blue and pink skirt, and they went well together. Honestly, I really like those Magic Kingdom shirts we wore. Like,
they're so cute.
I really like those.
They're
I liked both.
They were like a dark gray with like some with like the Cinderella castle, and then like some like pastel kind of lines. It was pretty.
And it says 50th anniversary on it. I just think it's really
I also really like the font. I'm a sucker for a good font, you guys.
Of course.
Okay, what was your favorite interaction? Like with like a cast member, with like
that's so hard. We had a few great ones. We really did. What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like even like the interactions with us all together were just like really fun and really special, especially like, you know, eating lunch at Liberty Tree Tavern. Like we really just like, we were there for what felt like forever. Like when we left, my mom was like, it's 2:40, and we we'd gotten there like 1, and it was wild.
I also like, I don't know if like we don't have to tell this entire story, but your dad helped find a lost child.
Oh my gosh.
And that was such a cool interaction because after he helped out, they said we could ride the ride next because of his help.
Yeah, like my dad, he's so like chill, and he's like pretty low. I don't know. He's a quiet guy. He'll like throw out some funny dad jokes periodically, but like he comes, and it's not until like much later that he just like plays it down, but then he also like kind of makes it a joke at the same time. He's like, well, you know, my brave feats of heroism, like saving a lost child. We were like, what?
Yeah, we were like, what? Because like we knew we were getting let on the ride early, and we didn't know why. And then way later, he was like, oh yeah, I helped find a lost child. No big. We were like, what?
It's so funny.
So that was amazing, and like, yeah, just even interacting with you, just getting to like hug you, like. It was just nice. I miss it.
It was so fun. Our parents took cute pictures of us just like with our arms around each other, and it was just so cute.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah, it was so cute.
We were just having like the time of our lives, you guys.
The time of our lives. I miss it already so bad.
Last one.
And the last one is the thing we want to do when we go back to Disney, either with each other or just with our families, whatever you want to do when you go back.
So many things. I feel like, I don't know, Disney, even though I think we've both been a pretty fair amount, like, I don't know, it's just like, it doesn't get old. Part of it's the nostalgia. Part of it's like, as an adult, there's other different kinds of things to do. It's just fun to go with family and friends and just really enjoy it. I think that next time it would be fun to do like a different park. We could like there's just so much that we didn't get to do.
Right. I think I'm excited to ride the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway one day, which is in Hollywood Studios.
Ooh, that's really fun.
It's incredible. I've ridden through it on YouTube, and it's incredible.
Really?
It is like the coolest ride system. It's not on a track. It just like goes around. It's so cool.
That's so cool. Yeah, we went We tried to get on the new Ratatouille ride attraction thing, but we couldn't because it's new and like you had to go through this whole virtual queue process and we didn't get in, but it's fine. I think next time we'll be able to do it. I'm really looking forward to seeing what that's about, and I think there's a new like Guardians of the Galaxy attraction coming to Epcot, and I think that'll be really fun because I love Marvel. So there's just so many things to do. Always something new.
Yeah. Flight of Passage is also one of my favorites at Animal Kingdom.
You guys, the Avatar movie was very mediocre, but the Pandora area in
Pandora's great.
Animal Kingdom is actually so cool.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah. I'm excited to just see you again, even if it's not at Disney, just to hopefully see you again. We're supposed to go to a conference early next year.
What do you mean a conference? It's just conference.
Oh, it's just conference. You've heard the episode. You can go back and listen to our conference episode, but we hope you enjoyed this. Hope it wasn't too boring for anyone. We enjoyed it.
We had fun.
We can always look back at this episode and remember what all we did now that it's fresh on our minds, you know?
Yeah,
so,
and it was so
very fun.
Good. So, hey,
so good.
If you have the chance to go to Disney, do it. It's so fun.
Yes, absolutely. All right, we will see you in 2 weeks, people.
Bye!